everybody. Pen here with Yogacises. I'm excited to have Nikki Marshall here with us. She does real estate and she does yoga. It's really interesting to hear from her perspective of how she works with both businesses and practices. Let's begin with sharing your story and how you got started with yoga.
Okay. Let's see. I got started, my son was in 10th grade and he's an adult now. So maybe about 5 or 6 years ago now. I wanted to do something. I knew that he was leaving the house soon. And I said, you know what? I want to kind of do something for myself. And I like doing yoga. And the opportunity to teach yoga came up by seeing this advertisement that says yoga teacher training. So I said, that'd be cool because I like doing it as a student. So at that time, I was a student for a very long time. And so let me try teaching. And another thing, what I did as far as teaching is I was shy. I didn't like talking in front of people. I get stage fright very easily. So I said, right, okay, if I do start doing teaching, that'll kind of get me out of my shyness and get me out of not talking in front of people. Excuse me. And that's what I did. So I went to the yoga teacher training and became a yoga teacher.
Awesome. So what style of yoga did you learn?
I learned vinyasa, yin yoga, and hatha yoga teaching. Vinyasa is my favorite type of teaching because I do like kind of the fast pace. But I appreciate yin yoga because it's better for strength. And I like hatha as well, but vinyasa is my favorite type to teach.
So previously during interviews, yin yoga has not been really mentioned. So can you tell listeners what's the difference between, what's the special features of yin yoga that are different from vinyasa or hatha?
Sure. So yin yoga is when you're basically teaching several poses, maybe about 5 or 6 poses, and you're holding the poses longer than you would in any other poses. So say, for example, you wanted to do frog or warrior. You're going to hold that pose for about 5 to 7 minutes. Just in that pose. So it's a slower pace, and it's basically to build strength for those who need to have more strength.
Nice. And as you do real estate as well.
Yes.
And right before we got on, you mentioned that you don't really do these together. Like you don't really kind of incorporate yoga with your clients or with your the people that you work with. So how do you work both?
When I first started, it was difficult because I teach at night, and a lot of times the real estate clients want to see houses at night. So now I figured out a balance. So I still teach at night, but I try to schedule my clients outside of when I do real estate. Or outside of when I teach yoga. So it's still challenging because it's a balance, but it works. So, and I also, I like yoga, but I don't teach it every single day. So that also helps out as well. I teach it about maybe once a week, and I also substitute a lot.
That's awesome. So what advice would you give to your the people that are in this real estate business? What recommendation would you give them? How do they deal with stress?
Find your balance. Find a workout routine and stay consistent. And I would recommend meditation and do it every single day. And find a time to do it. And mornings will probably be better because after that, you're busy. So maybe get up at 6 o'clock in the morning every day and do some type of meditation or some type of stretching or even walking meditation or even just walking or running. find an exercise to do and stay consistent with it, because that'll help you with the stress.
Oh, you say you have a son, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And does he practice yoga as well?
He does now. It's so funny. Well, my son is 22 now. He does now. When I was first, it's so funny. There's a story that I tell. When I first was going to the yoga teacher training, I needed kind of a guinea pig, and he was my guinea pig, because I said, okay, I want to, because I never taught before, and I was always nervous in speaking in front of people. I said, you gotta help me do this, and he didn't want to. He was so reluctant to help me, right? And he was like, I'm not doing yoga. I don't want to stretch. It's just a stretching exercise. Where people think that yoga is just stretch, they don't understand it. It's more than just stretching. But and he was in high school at that time, and no, he hated it. But now he likes it. There's times when he'll say, Mom, can you give me a yoga class? So he'll come over and I'll give him a yoga class, because he sees the benefits of it, because it's helped him in other areas of his exercise. He likes to work out, but he definitely sees the benefits of yoga now.
Yay, that's good.
I know.
Awesome. Your routine, what's your routine like from morning to evening on like just work days?
Every day is almost always a different day. Right now, I schedule everything. I schedule everything. Even this interview, I had to schedule it. Seeing clients, I schedule it. My yoga class is always going to be the same day, same time. So it's a lot easier for me to schedule everything else around yoga. So everything is scheduled. I wake up maybe around sometimes 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. I do some type of meditation. After that, then it's either calling clients, seeing clients, working. And if it's a yoga class night, like I teach mostly on Mondays and Wednesdays around 5, then I'll go and teach a yoga class. If not, then I'm showing houses.
Nice. And I didn't ask at the beginning, but where are you located again?
I'm in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Oh, okay. Nice. I probably passed by there, but I don't remember actually like staying there in that area. That's
Very
good.
beautiful. You should visit.
Yeah, definitely. For so what's your unique style like compared to other people's? Why would they go to your class versus somebody else's class?
Oh, good question. So a lot of people don't realize that there are different styles of yoga. When they think yoga, they think, oh, it's just yoga. I remember when I taught at one facility, and I was actually happy that they were familiar with the different styles of yoga. So, and it was, but they never heard of vinyasa yoga. I said, well, this is going to be more vinyasa of yoga. So for my vinyasa yoga, I teach more of a fast-paced vinyasa yoga. So you're definitely going to feel like you have been running or you're doing some type of cardio when I do vinyasa yoga, because you're not holding the poses as long and you're going really, really quick. You're going up and down a lot as far as, going into your chaturangas a lot. So my style that I teach is the vinyasa, and it's a really fast-paced vinyasa that I teach.
Some tips that you will give for realtors besides the meditation. Well, I mean, in terms of meditation, what type of meditation would you recommend?
I personally prefer quiet meditation, because as a real estate agent, you are always on the go. You're always busy. You're always interacting with people, whether it's clients, contractors, other agents. You're just always on the go and you're always busy. So I personally prefer some type of quiet meditation where you're taking a couple of minutes and just having that alone time and finding your center and just being in the moment and forgetting about the chaotic day and the chaotic world. So quiet meditation. Find a quiet meditation. Find a place, even if it's just 5 minutes, and just meditate.
what are some of your favorite yoga poses?
Warrior. I like all the warriors. I like the warrior series, whether it's Warrior 1, Warrior 2, Warrior 3. And I also like the Moon series, the balance poses. Those are my favorite poses. Because I feel stronger when I'm doing those poses. Sorry, my son just walked in.
Awesome. And you teach at studios. During the summer, do you do like outdoor yogas as well, like classes as well, or practice outdoors?
Not anymore. I did when I first started, and in the summertime, it could be very humid and hot outside, and a lot of people can't take that type of heat and humid when you're doing yoga, especially the type of yoga that I do. So I don't teach outside anymore. I prefer the indoor yoga. I'm sorry, that was my. I hope you edit that. That's my son.
Okay, great. So real estate. I'm trying to link back. See, you keep them separate. Have you ever mentioned, like, do you mention yoga with your clients at all? And do they ask, okay, do you do anything else besides your job?
Yeah. So surprisingly, when I don't know if you're experienced with teaching yoga, but when I teach yoga, a lot of my students think that that's all I do is just yoga. And I remember I was asked to teach at this one place, and they said, hey, can you start teaching at this one place? And then I said, sure. And then the day before the class, they said, well, they decided to go with another type of exercise outside of yoga, which I don't teach. So my first day was also going to be my last day of teaching. So, and I told the students, and they were like, why? And I'm like, well, that's what, they said that's what the other people wanted. They wanted another type of exercise. I think it was a dance type of exercise that they wanted. And they said, well, what are you going to do? Because they think that that's all I do. And I said, well, I don't just teach yoga. Yoga is more like something I do part-time. It's not what I do full-time. And they were actually kind of shocked. And I noticed a lot of my students think that that's all I do. And I said, no, I'm also real estate agent. And they said, oh, okay. So when they ask, then I'll bring it up, but I try to keep it separate. But I will say that I've been teaching yoga longer than I've been a real estate agent. And because when I first started teaching yoga, I was a little bit more shy and didn't want to speak in front of people and kind of like kept to myself a lot. It did help me in my real estate practice where I'm not as shy and I don't mind, being outwardly, if that makes sense, and talking to people and being more sociable. So yoga did help me in that sense.
Oh, awesome. And for those that are in the real estate business, even though if they don't pursue yoga teaching side job or career or hustle, then they can still do the practice and that'll still help them in what they're doing.
Absolutely. If you are in any type of work, you have to find some type of practice that just for you to do. And yoga is a very good practice that you can do. And there's a lot of benefits of yoga. So yes, you can still do the practice.
Awesome. Speaking of the benefits, can you list like 5 or 6 or even, I don't know, 10, whatever number of benefits you can come up with? Let's list some of the benefits of yoga.
Yeah, so several benefits. It's like, for example, if you're tighter in certain areas, I love to watch students when they first start yoga or for the very first time, maybe they weren't able to I've seen this, touch their toes, and now, and being consistent and coming every week. And after maybe a few months, they're able to touch their toes, whether it's standing up or sitting down. And then I love to see their face brightening up when they're like, oh my God, I can touch my toes now. And so that's a benefit of touching your toes. You're also, another benefit would be if you're a runner or maybe you want to start running. I've seen the benefits of it'll help you in your breathing, your cardio when you're running. It's another benefit. Other students have said that if they're having some type of back pain, that they swear by yoga because of certain types of yoga and certain exercises. That's another benefit. It helps alleviate their back pain. Yoga makes you more flexible, and also the meditative portion of yoga. That's another benefit. It helps you center, or it centers you, makes you more calm, and makes you find that place within you when everything else is so chaotic. But there's lots and lots of benefits of yoga.
Definitely, I can totally relate to some of the stuff you mentioned. I'm thinking in real estate, the job that you do, and because you're dealing with people and you're running around, like going to seeing different houses and everything, linking this career job to chakras, like what areas will be affected more than others when working?
Throat, the throat chakra, because you're always talking. And I'm gonna also say the grounded, because it is believe it or not, it is a high stressed career. So you have to, even when it's chaotic, or even when your clients are not in the best of mood or even nice, you still have to stay calm. So I would also say that grounded chakra, or the red. So definitely the throats, and definitely the grounded, the chakra that you have to stay. And also a little bit compassion, the heart chakra as well, because there are going to be, I know, and depending on this market, and I know this market, it's been a lot of highest and best situations where they say, oh, there's a lot of multiple offers and you have to do your highest and best. And if it's a client, like I've had several clients that really missed out on properties because they've been outbidded by other people, and they really love the property, but they lost the property because they went to the highest and best. And you have to find that compassion to, and still try to keep them motivated to keep going, because a lot of clients will be like, if it's something that they really wanted and they lost out on it, then they're so heartbroken. So you have to find that compassion. So heart chakra, throat chakra, and being grounded. Those are the ones that I would say that helps out, or that you definitely use in this career.
I never really, just because that's really a good point that you brought those up, because I don't really think about, yoga in terms of like specific careers and how it'll affect them. And I see now that why you would choose the warrior poses is for the base chakra, the grounding chakra. I see that now. Yeah. And as well as for the heart, it'll be like open chest, and that will go together as well.
Yep. Absolutely.
So breathing tips. What breathing tips would you give to people doing real estate?
It's kind of funny when things go wrong or things get high stress. Just take a deep breath, count to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold it, and then count to 8, breathing slowly. So 4, And then slowly count to 8, emptying all the breath out. When you feel like things aren't going your way, or you're feeling overstressed, or you just need a moment, I would just say take deep breaths in and slowly take deep breaths out through the nose, using your nose. Or even, I personally like the alternate nasal breathing as well. So I would recommend those.
I like those as well.
Yep. This
Um,
time of season, my allergies are really bad, so I kind of do those a lot.
mhm. Also, the help with the brain.
Yes, yes.
Uh, for oh, the question escaped my mind. Let's see. Ay, ay,
It is early in the morning. That's okay.
Is there any specific books that you recommend?
Believe it or not, I don't read yoga books anymore. I personally like autobiography books. So I wouldn't recommend any books unless they like books, or if they want to um, learn about yoga, then read yoga books. But I don't read yoga books anymore. I like the autobiography books.
I should have asked, are there are there specific? Anyway, oh yeah, now I remember my question.
Sure.
Oh yeah, do you have specific mantras or affirmations that that you mention in your class or for your own practice?
Not for my class, because when I first started, I used to do mantras, and some people, it's kind of, I try to cater to everyone when I'm teaching, and if I noticed a couple of people are uncomfortable with certain things, then I will like take it out of what I do, because I don't want to alienate everyone. So I would rather, so there was a time when I used to read poems, like uplifting poems at the end of the class. And I noticed that some people didn't like it. So now I don't do that. But I would keep my own personal mantra. Like, again, when I first started, I was very shy, had very low self-confidence. So now every morning I try to say, I'm awesome, to myself, just to keep saying that over and over to myself every morning. I am awesome, because it was a time when I didn't think that I was. So I do my own personal mantras or affirmations now, but I don't do it in my classes anymore, just because not everyone is comfortable with that.
That makes sense. Yeah, you gotta, yeah, a class like that could be anybody, you know,
Right.
styles and everything. Right. How about props? What do you use for your own practice? And what do you use during your class?
During my class, for my own practice, I like the yoga strap for my own practice. To me, it helps me open up a little bit more, especially in my opening up the chest. So I prefer the yoga strap. In my classes, I use the yoga block for my classes, with a lot of my students, um, especially when I'm doing the balance poses, they're not comfortable doing. They're not comfortable taking one hand off the block or the mat. So I use blocks in my classes.
So the strap you said for the chest, how would you, I don't know, I don't know if you have a strap in front of you, but like, would you demonstrate some of the ways that you'll use the strap for your providing?
Yeah, well, just pretend this is a strap. This is like a headband or whatever. I remember teaching in my yoga training class, and some of the ladies that I went to yoga training class now, and they still call me, yeah, the strap girl, because during the class we had to teach, during yoga training, we each had to teach a class. And so I remember saying, I'm going to teach a class the entire class with the strap, because, you know, sometimes you just use the strap at the end or either at the beginning. I said, no, I'm going to teach the entire class with the strap. Even doing the warrior series, I'm going to teach the entire class with the strap. So say, for example, this is a yoga strap, which is not a yoga strap, and you're doing warrior one. So you can go with the warrior one, you can come up and you're opening up that chest in warrior one. Your strap is here, up in warrior one. Same thing in warrior two. You're using this strap. And again, this can't go open, but if you can imagine the strap opening, because the strap is very long, you're using that for warrior three or warrior two. And then you're going into your reverse warrior. Again, the strap is long. You're adjusting the strap, it's opening up your chest is long for your warrior series. So you can actually use the strap. That's why I like the strap, because it gives me that wider chest opening for the strap. You should try it. It definitely works.
Awesome. I never really tried using the straps with warriors. I've done it with other poses.
I taught an entire class during teacher training with a strap.
That would be cool.
Yep.
Yeah. To experience, I mean.
Yes.
What about?
Try it.
Oh, say that again. Sorry.
Definitely try it.
Oh, yeah. What about ways to relax besides yoga that you do after work? What do you use or drink or? Yeah.
I'm not a drink. I know a lot of people drink wine. I don't drink. I still like my water. But I would prefer, like today is a really nice sunny day and it's not too hot out right now. Usually around noon, it's going to get really, really humid. I personally like the sunshine. So what I do to relax, I'll take a chair outside and sit outside and just be in the quiet in the sun. Or one of the other things I'll do, we have a beach. So I'll go walk along the beach. I like to walk. We also have parks around here. I'll walk around the park. So I personally like just having my alone time and just walking or just sitting in the sun and soaking up the sun. That's what I do to relax.
Nice. Do you have you're on social media? That's how we got connected initially. Do you have a website as well?
I do not have a website. I'm actually working on my website right now.
Awesome. So when you do have it, I'll share it then.
Absolutely.
Anything else you'd like to provide to the listeners?
Oh gosh, definitely if they are trying yoga or thinking about doing yoga, I know for some of people that, I'll say this, some students that come in class and they've never done yoga, I always kind of feel bad because I don't think there's enough yoga 101, if that makes sense, like teaching them the basics. And so when they're in the class, a lot of them feel lost because they don't know what the poses mean. I would say if you are in that situation and you want to try it, don't give up. Sorry about that. Don't give up. Just continue going. And a lot of students or a lot of teachers won't mind you coming up to us and telling us that, hey, I'm new, I've never done yoga. And then we'll probably, like for me, I'll cater to maybe coming over to you without embarrassing you to show you how to do those things. But be consistent and don't give up. And as long as you're being consistent and don't give up, you'll definitely see the benefits of yoga.
Yes, consistency. That's like pretty much the key. You have to be consistent. Definitely. Yes. All right. Thank you so much for being on.
No problem.
Thank
you for having me.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too. Namaste.